Hi everyone, it's Tish with Naptime Creations. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel, and if you're new, don't forget to subscribe. Today we're going to be doing a really fun new acrylic pouring technique, the ornament pour, and this video is a collaboration with CBrinley Artistry. She created this technique and she is such an amazing, talented artist, so I will link her video down below in the description on this technique. Go check her out and subscribe if you're not already, and tell her Tish said hi. So this is my little ornament here. I just had a glass ornament left over from Christmas. You could use a plastic ornament even. It doesn't have to be glass. The paints I'm using are the Artist Loft pre-mixed ready to pour paints in brilliant blue, titanium white, teal, and silver. I had never used the silver before, so I'm interested to see how it's going to turn out. And I'm just filling this ornament up, I would say a third of the way full of paint. I'm working on a 12 by 12 canvas. As you can see, it got a little bit messy. I was kind of not paying attention where the little hole was on there, so maybe if you try it, be a little bit cleaner than I was. So I flipped the ornament over on the canvas, as you could see, and I was just going to kind of give it a few seconds, maybe a minute or two, and then it just decided it was going to tip over on me. So I thought, well, that must mean all the paint is out and ready to start rolling. So what I'm doing is just really easy, just going in like a swirling motion, just lifting up that ornament just so the paint can come out. If you lift it up too much, all the paint will flow out at once. So when you guys try this technique, just lift it up slowly and the paint will come out, not all at once like a big explosion. And here I'm getting towards the end of my paint that was in there, so I'm just kind of tapping it just to get all of that paint out. Didn't want to waste any of my paint, so I was just giving it a nice little tap. So here I'm going to give it a tilt and see what I can come up with. And if you guys want to check out the Artist Loft Premix Ready to Pour paints, I got them at Michael's. I will link them down below in the description. You can get them at Michael's Craft Store, and they're really easy to use. All you have to do is just shake the bottle and pour. So they're one of my favorites. Usually when I do art, it's like I'm in a hurry, so I don't always like to mix my paints. And I don't do pouring enough, to pre-mix my paints on my own, but I love my pre-mix ready to pour paints. I have a couple other videos of me using these paints. I did a really cool infinity pour and a double waterfall pour. So if you guys want to check those out, I will link them down below in the description as well. So I was just tilting this around, trying to move some of that paint around, and it ended up kind of looking like a wave in the middle there, which I thought was kind of cool. Now I'm going to go in and make sure all the edges are nice and covered and there's paint on every single section of the edge of the canvas there. And I decided to go in and do some little puffs of air with my lung power just to kind of move that center section into the teal. And now that I'm watching that back, I'm like, I don't know if I should have done that or not. Maybe I should have left it alone. It's so hard to know when to stop working your piece. So let me know what you guys think, if I should have left it alone, or if I know on the bottom left corner there I should have done the little puffs that I did, so that wasn't a big deal, but the center section was like, oh, maybe I should have left it. But let me know what you guys think down in the comments. So here's a little close-up of what it's looking like so far, and I'm going to let this guy dry for 24 hours, and I'll show you what it looks like when it's all dry and hanging up on the wall. And here we are. It's about, I would say, 28 hours later, and it's all nice and dry. These paints dry so super glossy that it still looks like it's wet. Like every time I use these paints, I'm almost afraid to touch it and check and see if it's dry or not, because if you guys do acrylic pouring, you know what I'm talking about. If you're like, oh my gosh, I don't know if it's dry or not, and then you touch your painting and it's not dry, and then you end up sticking your finger in it. But yeah, I was trying to show you guys how glossy they dry. It already looks like the painting's varnished. One thing about these paints though is they are a thinner paint. So if you guys don't like thinner paints, then they might not be for you. I would do the Primal Flow pre-mixed ready to pour paints instead, because those paints are thicker. They work really good for the acrylic bloom technique. What do you guys think about this one? Let me know down in the comments. If you liked it, go ahead and leave me a like, or another thing that would help me out is if you go watch a few more of my other videos or even a playlist. I hope you guys are all doing good, and I wish you all a very happy 2020 New Year. And go check out CBrinley Artistry's video on this technique and give it a try too. It's a lot of fun. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.